Welcome back, everyone. Youngzers, episode 9, I think.
Fine.
Episode 9, yeah, getting up there. Uh, solid, solid week of Pittsburgh sports, I guess. Just kidding. Uh, just came off a rough loss, Steelers. We were riding high this weekend. The college football boys were riding high. We got a Penn State win we're going to talk about. We got a Pitt win we're probably not going to talk about as much. But, boys, what are we feeling like?
Riding high after yesterday, watching the Steelers today, down the tubes. As you can see, my opinions on today's game are right above me. That man got to go like Todd Haley outside of Tequila Cowboy. Get him out of here. Now, the offense is pathetic.
Terrible.
Robert,
Terrible
what are your
offensive
thoughts?
performance.
Knee-jerk reaction.
Terrible offensive performance. Defense did all they could.
Yeah.
I agree. Defense is out there too long. You just can't send your defense out for as long as you did, especially on early NFL season. Weather's kind of hot. Pittsburgh is probably a little hot. Defense is probably sweating. Uh, you can't expect a defense, especially minus TJ Watt, to carry you to victory every week. The defense had a big part of it last week, obviously,
Yeah.
but a few big plays were missed. I'm sure we'll talk about later. But the offense got to get it going. I agree with Andrew's background. Fire Matt Canada, send him back to Canada.
Canada dry. That's where it's at nowadays.
Four passes attempted over 20 yards. How many times did you see the Steelers throw into the middle of the field? How many times was it a check down throw, a yard behind the line of scrimmage, 2 yards in front of the line of scrimmage? I mean, it's not hard for any defense to scheme against that. It's such a vanilla offensive scheme, and their best play of the day was probably Gunner's jet sweep, and that was their longest run of the day. They just have no punch. The offensive line looked bad. If Dan Moore ain't holding somebody, he's getting blown by. James Daniels lost in the sauce for most of the game today. He didn't know which way he was blocking. And, what else is there to say? I heard that, I'm gonna rubber stamp it right now. Youngzers episode 9. I'm calling for Kenny Pickett, even though it's not totally Mitch Trubisky's fault. He missed a lot of wide open receivers today. His awareness was below zero, taking sacks when he should have been throwing it away. At this point, you got to go with somebody who has a higher ceiling. That interception he threw was maybe one of the worst I've seen from a Steelers quarterback. I mean, I don't know how you miss Mac Wilson. Literally staring down the receiver, he's right there. You're a game manager and you're not doing the things you got to do. I think this is for Roberts. It's Kenny Pickett time.
I don't know.
In my opinion,
Yeah.
Mitch just looked shell shocked. It looked like he didn't want to be there for who knows what reason. Maybe he had a bad day back at home, like who knows. But if you're a guy that this is your second chance, you're gonna want to make the most of it. You're gonna want to have a WWE-esque moment where you need a big pop out the gun. I mean, last week you did what you were supposed to do. Still nothing to write home about. Like the guys average, below average at best. NFL guys, they're talented. I know that, but I don't think he's it. He managed the game today poorly. He's there to manage the game well. He's supposed to be there to not help us. To be there to help us, but not hurt us. And today he definitely hurt us. I think maybe Tomlin needs to shake it up every now and then. Maybe throw Pickett out for a series. Like tell him this quarterback battle isn't over. That's when probably Mitch was playing his best in the preseason, whenever he knew his job was on the line.
Yeah.
Like you got to be hungrier than that. You didn't win the job. You're probably gonna be gone next year if you play like this. Still, you got to show us something.
Yeah, and you're not getting George Pickens involved, which a lot of the players, you look at the post-game press conference today, they were kind of going after Matt Canada, like not saying obviously like coming out and saying it, but Trubisky was saying how there's no, they need to develop play concepts to get receivers into the middle of the field, which is just like, it's astounding. Like if you're an NFL offensive coordinator, how do you not have concepts to do that? Because rarely do they throw to the middle of the field. I mean,
No.
New England did it all day to the Steelers. The Steelers played that zone, the underneath crossing routes. I mean, Ryan was yelling every play, it's coming to the middle, coming to the middle.
What happened? What
It's
happened?
in the middle every single time. And it's just, It's just the same old song and dance. It looks like a Penn State offense from like 2003. Dink dunk, dink dunk, punt. It's embarrassing, and the fans should have been booing. And even though it's not 100% on Trubisky, because it's on him and Matt Canada, don't get me wrong. You're telling me Kenny Pickett can't do what Trubisky does? If he can't perform like Mitch Trubisky does, they whiffed on that pick. I find that very hard to believe. You're out there to win games. It won't matter, I don't think, if Pickett sits another year and watches this, because what's he gonna gain? He's already an older quarterback by rookie standards. You let him in there, get your feet wet. He may have the lower floor, but he has the higher ceiling. And when your defense and you're gonna waste your defense is good and you're wasting it like this, you go with the higher ceiling quarterback. Enough. I don't care if it's a 2-year contract Trubisky's on, if it's loaded with incentives. You play the better quarterback at the end of the day. And I think today was an eye opener of sorts, because that New England team was average. They really nothing special at all.
I just you look at the offense sometimes. You look at some drives. You have, I think, 3 drives of under 2 minutes, and we touched on earlier, the defense is gassed. You saw like half the players have their hands on their hips. They can't. Yeah. It's you have to throw the ball down the field, because in the third quarter you saw they loaded the box with 8 players.
Yep.
And that's, I mean, it's sad.
They got to take the top off the defense. It's so easy to scheme against the Steelers offense. So easy.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff we're saying right now, you take Trubisky's name out of it and you put Roethlisberger in there, it's the same song and dance from last year. So go to basic science here. When you take one variable out and you add another, and you're getting the same result, it's something else. Roethlisberger's gone. Trubisky's here. Matt Canada's still here. So what's the bad apple amongst the picks from the tree? It might be Matt Canada, because we saw that one drive that ended in a Freiermuth touchdown, where most of the play calling, if not all of it, they're running hurry up. It was all Trubisky. So where's the blame really to lie? I think we aren't. We're expecting a lot from Trubisky, I think, but the play calling could be better. But still, here, I said this earlier, and I'm going to say it now. I'm going right up and I'm saying, Mitch Trubisky, he ain't got no sticking berries. The guy doesn't have balls, all right? No sticking berries. You need to air it out every now and then, all right? Give us that. Show us the arm. I don't think I saw the ball fly in the air over 20 yards. It was 5-yard checkdowns to Najee. Najee was getting killed left and right. You have 3rd and 8, and you're throwing a check down to your running back, get you 2 yards, 4th and 6. Come on now.
Not to mention the play, the wheel route, he underthrew the hell out of the ball. Yeah. You know what I mean? You could visibly see Najee was upset. He had
to come back for it.
Yeah, he did. He
almost got a PI call, but
I mean, if you want to get a QB that can dink and dunk, go get Devlin Hodges out of retirement. You know, after seeing the offense today and just them not taking any shots downfield, even Mason Rudolph, you know, he's not afraid to throw the deep ball. You have to add that element to your offense. You're so one-dimensional. It's like I said, it's not hard to know what you're doing, and it's just not going to work. And you know, you don't want them. It's not like they're Super Bowl contenders, but geez, don't waste a year of this defense. At least do something. And I mean, it's week 2. You know, a lot of people say it's an overreaction, but you know, the first 2 weeks, what have you seen? It's not like New England has a good defense. Cincinnati's playing Dallas right now. Dallas has Cooper Rush at quarterback, and they're getting torched by Cooper Rush. So it's not like you're playing some like stud defense like Buffalo, you know, LA, Tampa Bay. Come on. You know, you got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not to mention, I thought going into today, Steelers, this is going to be a good game to watch. You know, it's going to be nice to see the Steelers finally take down the Patriots after, you know, how long. But it was a big disappointment. The Patriots didn't beat the Steelers. The Steelers beat themselves. Yeah. Without, say that, there was one key, I'd say 2 series that really led to the Steelers losing. It was when the Patriots are on offense. I think it wasn't before half. But Sutton dropped the interception, all right? That was the turning point right there. Easy interception. It was in his arms. I have no clue how that ball fell out, because he caught it with his body. That's the easiest catch to make. Not even just hands, not arms, but he had it in his body. It just fell out. And then after that, you got. Well, he did make up for it the next play. He tipped the pass, so it was 4th down. And then here's the big turning point where all hell broke loose after this. Gunnar Olszewski, Andrew, that's your boy. Come get him.
You put the heebie-jeebies on him today.
Yeah.
You threw some money on him.
I said anytime touchdown. I didn't realize it would go to the Patriots for that.
Giving him a gift.
The face mask, like buddy, the surest hands on the team, and that's what you pull. Like you gotta be kidding me. That was like
off face mask.
Yeah, that was the turning point. A dropped interception. That punt never should have happened. That was like the nail in the coffin because they just didn't have it. And like you said, the Steelers beat themselves. I mean, the defense did what they had to do. At the end of the game, they were on the field so much, they're going to be gassed. You can't let them out there that whole game. It happened last week. It's going to happen again. And it all just comes back to the offense. That's what it comes back to.
Yeah, it just comes back to how, like, the timing of them being on the field. It's just they're lacking. I don't know the timing or how long they're on the field, but if you saw the numbers, I'm sure there were times when they were on there longer than they were, but it just seemed like the second half was when they were really not on the field as much and they were just punting it away.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like, they had 1 touchdown, and then you have how many field goals? 2?
2.
They had an extra point. They won for 2 on 1.
Yeah, they won for 2.
That's
So
a-
touchdown, 2 field goals.
2 field goals. So you can't be relying on your kicker all game.
Just the fact that matters, your defense holds a team to 17 points in the NFL. That's
Yeah.
winnable football games, and
Yeah.
you're just putting out 16 points. It's not going to get it done.
No.
Well,
But-
realistically, the defense only gave up. I'm gonna give them 10 points on that because they started with the ball on the 10,
19, yeah.
19, yeah. And they just came off the field after that, so they probably weren't expecting to come right back on.
Yeah, exactly. And you look at Aguilar's touchdown was kind of a fluke because I don't know what Akello Witherspoon was doing. He tried cradling it. He should have high pointed it.
Yeah.
But like take away that literally that one, that's probably their worst play on defense. That's it.
Yeah.
Like that's what's killer. Like you're gonna give up big plays as a defense. That one probably shouldn't have happened because Witherspoon was in good position.
Yeah,
Good
he didn't really give up that
Make
bad.
the play. Yeah, he didn't make the play.
He
I mean-
made a nice play on the ball. It was just, I think, watching the replay, there were just arms everywhere on that ball. I'm surprised Aguilar even came up with it.
It's a great catch by him. Great catch.
It was more of a tip pass, I'd even say at that point, where it hit him in the hands, and yeah, he made the best play he could. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just one of those times where a guy makes a catch over you. But what are you gonna do?
But I think, the other thing, like we're talking about the offense. Defensively, Mac Jones felt no pressure all
That's
day.
what I said earlier. My dad, yeah.
No punch without TJ Watt. Like that's going to be ugly. A, stopping the run, and B, getting pressure on the QB because, like Ryan said during the game, how isn't Cam Hayward getting pressure on that rookie, Cole Strange, the left guard? They just weren't getting pressure. Mac Jones could do whatever he wanted, and you saw any inkling of pressure that he felt. He was just chucking the ball. That's when he made his worst throws. You get pressure on him, he's not going to do anything, and they couldn't get any pressure, and that's going to be a huge problem.
There were only 2 times that I think I saw Mac Jones touched in the pocket. One from Bobby Spillane, and I think the other from Alex Highsmith. I think if your linebackers are the only ones getting there,
Yeah.
like Cam Hayward, you got to step up. You're a veteran. It's not like you're facing some big stuff. You're facing a rookie. Like I said earlier, you're facing a rookie. And last week, it's like we saw 2 different Cam Haywards. Last week, he's tipping balls. He's up there. He's in the quarterback's face. He's getting around his man. He's causing a problem. But
Same with Highsmith.
yeah, and today he's just like quiet.
Well, I think it's quality of offensive line too, because Cincinnati's offensive line looks horrible again today. New England's line, decent. And you saw the Steelers were trying to mix in a couple different schemes. They had DeMarvin Leal, even Larry Ogunjobi, I think I saw one time. They were using them as edge rushers. So they were starting to rotate some of those D linemen just to get pressure. But, yeah, without TJ Watt, it's going to be a rough month or so for, I think, the Steelers in general. I mean, we always say they're bending, not breaking, but I
They
don't know.
didn't really break today. They just
Yeah, that's what I mean. They bent, but they didn't break.
The
Yeah.
saddest thing I was saying earlier, the best player on the team today, Presley Harvin. They won the field position
You know
battle
who
all
else
day
said-
today.
You know who else I said? Boykin
Like,
Yeah,
on special teams. 2 big tackles, and he looked pretty good.
and
I don't know.
what are we talking about on that first punt where the guy literally went to catch it, hits off him? How is that a touchback?
Yeah, I don't know,
He
man.
touched
I
it
don't
in
know.
play, and then it
That's
went to the end
tackle.
zone.
That's
Yeah.
dumb.
I don't know.
But going back on TJ Watt, so I don't think we talked about it last time because last week we thought he was dead and gone. Ti, but like turns out he's probably be out 4 to 6 games maybe.
Six on the safe side, yeah.
Yeah, which they're probably going to keep it on the safe side at this point. It's like
He always does, yeah.
honestly, as an honest Steelers fan, we're not contenders this year by any means, especially after watching the game today.
Yeah, I mean, we can also credit the Youngzers podcast for the vigil we had for TJ Watt. Roberts was saying, he's done, buddy, he's done.
I thought he was done.
Hey,
Yeah, what
that's
do you have to say about that? You have to give an apology.
I'm not giving him an apology. Same
That's-
track record as his brother.
that's messed up. That's messed up.
I just say he's a China doll. He's a China doll.
Well, at least he'll hopefully be back this year. So,
That's what I said. Hopefully, I mean he's a great player. You can't hate that, but
do you
he's just-
think that the lack of TJ Watt's presence was really what kept Cam Hayward in the front line from even getting to the quarterback more? Because were they able to focus more on Cam and
I mean, overall, yeah, it's going to take away from everybody. You look even at the past years. When did Bud Dupree have his best games?
whenever
When-
TJ's on the other side?
Yeah, when TJ Watt's on a side, everybody's job's going to be easier. When he's not, it's an even deck. That's what it comes down to. I mean, he's literally a game changer. So
and
Yeah, it
like,
showed today.
not to mention, like we keep forgetting about Stephon Tuitt. He was more in the passing game, and then Aluwalu was the run game.
yeah,
No Tuitt this year either. So
yeah.
we'll
so
see.
could this be the new betting line till TJ comes back? Are we taking whoever money line the Steelers are playing against?
No,
Well, hey,
Because
they have
now,
the Browns Thursday, right?
yeah,
Browns, and then I think the Jets here soon, right?
Yeah, the Browns had an epic meltdown against the Jets. That
Jesus.
it was a tough day to be a Steeler fan. Absolute miserable day to be a Browns fan. You have them
14 points. I
you know,
think.
they're in the parking lot before the game trying to say what Deshaun Watson was doing wasn't illegal, which come on, Cleveland.
That's
keep it
just
classy.
scumbag Cleveland right
That-
there.
that's scumbag behavior, number one. You have a mannequin, a
It's
massage.
pitching a tent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? Number one,
I
who
don't
thought that was a good idea? And then you blow a 2-touchdown lead to the Jets in like a minute and a half.
Not just the Jets, Joe Flacco running.
2
the
and
Jets.
25.
Yeah. That's an early candidate for just Jag of the week. The city of Cleveland might be a lock this week.
I've been saying it once. I've said it probably 100 times before, and I'll say it again. Cleveland. If anyone from Cleveland's listening, you guys, you are the armpit of America. That's just what you guys are. Musty, sweaty, just all around moist. Like, I went there one time. Never want to go back. It was, never horrible place. There's just some stench coming from the sewer system. Just smoke coming out of the grates of the sewer. Who knows what's down there? But armpit of America, all-time moment, Cleveland.
Not a good week for the AFC North though.
Yeah,
Cincy losing right now. Baltimore got. That's what we want to talk about.
It's good for the Steelers, though, honestly.
Baltimore got shellacked.
That's a bad beat for anybody.
I won't say
but-
shellacked. They just blew a huge lead and then just blew it.
Was
That's-
that Tua's? Is this Tua's statement game? Is he here now? Is Tua here?
Everybody hated on the guy. He looks good.
Tua
I left
season?
him on. I left him on my fantasy football bench in the Youngzers league. 48 points on the bench for me.
I lost last week to Jake Gard by less than a point because CeeDee Lamb could not get a damn catch in the second half. He didn't have to go for positive yards, just a catch. And now I'm in another tough battle with, I think it's Neil right now. I'm projected 67% to win, but I go down 0-2. I'm gonna have to start hitting the gym a little bit harder because that calendar shoot might be coming in at the end of the year. I don't know, the crop top and jorts. That's the outfit we've decided on, agreed upon. I'm gonna be starting to sweat a little bit. Leaving like Ryan, I'm leaving some points on the bench, but I'm not panicking yet. So
I left 70 points on the bench.
that,
That ain't good.
that's
If I have to do a punishment for this league, I'm marking my words now. I'm making an absolute mockery of it. I will. I'm not taking it seriously. You guys will have to suffer if I have to suffer.
that's true. I
I
might.
told Andrew what I'm gonna do, but yeah, fair enough. No one's safe.
Yeah, that is true.
But Steelers 17-14 loss. Honestly, they didn't lose to the Patriots. They lost to themselves. Tomlin, I have no idea what he's gonna say after that game, what Tomlinisms he's gonna come up with, but they better get back to the drawing board on offense for sure.
What's the phrase you use, Ryan? That should have been Mitch Trubisky. Was it if you're a puppy, what?
If you're gonna piss like a puppy, get off the porch. That's what he's doing. He's pissing like a puppy right now.
He's just I don't know. I think I was talking earlier to some people. I think this week coming up here against Cleveland, I think this is his make or break week. I think
It is.
I think if it's ugly, I think you see Kenny maybe against the Jets.
Yeah, Kenny and the Jets, huh?
Kenny and the Jets, yeah. You might have to see it.
Dan Moore Jr. better be saying a few extra prayers or something this week because Myles Garrett's it's gonna be feast week for Myles Garrett. He ain't waiting until Thanksgiving. That's gonna
Where
be
he gets the turkey leg. He's gonna eat all of Dan Moore this week coming up.
He's gonna be abusing it.
Alert right there.
But
listen to these stats on the Steelers running game. Leading rusher Najee, 15 carries for 49 yards, 3 yards average. That's not bad. If you're getting average of 3 yards as a running back, that's a first down pretty much. Mm-hmm. But the second leading rusher was Gunner. He had 1 carry. That was the first jet sweep. Other than that, Jalen Warren, 4 rushes for 15 yards. Trubisky, 1 for 7. And what did Derek Watt run the ball?
4th down. He had 3-yard run, I think, or 2-yard run.
You gotta give up Derek Watt too.
That's another one you gotta give up.
Yeah. I mean,
receiving, Deontay got 10 targets, caught 6 of them. That's probably mostly not his fault. Average of 10 yards. Najee, he had 5 receptions. It felt like a lot more though.
Yeah, check down every play.
Yeah, but Claypool really wasn't that involved, even though he had 4 receptions for. I'd like to see these other guys more involved. We're not seeing Claypool really that involved. Pickens, he's not really that. If he had a better quarterback, I'd think Pickens would be a lot more involved than he is now. He had 1 reception and I think 3 targets, it says. But it seems like he's been quiet other than just getting to catch a game. Yeah. Like, they got to get the tight end. The best plays we've had, especially last week, was when we do have those guys in the middle. Like, what was that Freiermuth catch right down the middle last week?
Yeah.
Like, why are we not doing that? We got to open up the space a little bit. We just can't be throwing fades to the outside.
And I mean, like, you have a 6'7" tight end too. That Zach Gentry, who's known as a blocker, he can catch. Like, you sit him in the middle of the field. Like you said, Ron, you're gonna piss like a puppy, get off the porch. You're afraid to take those chances downfield. Head to the sideline, get a QB that has some moxie. That will, try and make those plays, take the top off the defense, literally do anything, then just dink, dunk, check down, take a sack. I mean, he's a good guy and all, but come on. You're there to win football games, not win a popularity contest at the end of the day. Whatever.
I mean, we're here to win games. We're not here to win the Nickelodeon MVP award after getting like a slime cam.
I don't know.
Roberts, what are your thoughts?
Final thoughts on the Steelers? It's an open book, man. That team has a ton, and I mean a ton of talent on the offensive side of the ball.
All around. And defensive.
It's going to be a long year. That's what I'm going to say. It's
just your chain's only as strong as the weakest link, and especially when your weakest link is your quarterback, followed by your offensive line. That's a doomed chain right off the bat. You can have all the skill positions you want, but the nitty gritty, that's that front 9. That's the trenches you're battling in.
Yeah. So I'm not
battle up front first.
I'm not too sold on this game this week. I think Cleveland, even though you lose to the Jets, they're going to be pissed off. The Steelers just don't seem to have, aside from Minka, really on defense right now. That killer instinct's not there. Myles Garrett's going to feast. The Steelers, a little trouble stopping the run. You got Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt coming in. I'm going to go Cleveland by 7, I think. Thursday night, short week. Cleveland by 7's my official prediction.
Is it in Cleveland or
Yeah,
in Pittsburgh?
in Cleveland.
So in Cleveland, I'm going to say Ben's gone. Ben owned Cleveland. Mitch Trubisky, he don't own his own. He didn't own anywhere he's been.
He's renting. Mitch is renting.
He's not even renting. He's sleeping.
He's just
on
looking. That's what he's doing.
He's not even renting. You know what he's doing? He's pulling squatters' rights right now. That's what he's doing in Pittsburgh. Yeah. Squatters' rights.
It's
20
prediction. We see Kenny Pickett by halftime next week.
No, I don't. I think he.
I'm calling it right here, right now. The Ryan McDermott hometown parlay. Kenny Pickett halftime starter. Plus, what is that? Plus maybe 10,000.
Yeah, probably.
We probably can't even get that on any betting sites.
But before we go to Pitt and Penn State, a lot of people. I know Dan's not here to defend himself. He's doing some home improvement projects tonight. A little Tim Allen, tool time.
Love it.
Hey, you got to take care of that first. Our next episode is going to be next Saturday. So the Steelers play Thursday. We'll be recording Saturday. So Dan's going to be locked and loaded for that one. But a lot of people not happy with his parlay today. They think he's jinxing the Steelers. The Steelers money line, Deontay Johnson touchdown, over 2 touchdowns, or two plus touchdowns. A lot of people out there not happy with him. So I'm going to defend him right now. It's not Dan's fault, but Saturday's episode, he's gonna have some splaining to do. And for anyone out there listening, you just fade our picks because we're not out to a hot start right now.
Especially mine. I don't think I've had a winning pick yet.
I ain't bad. I'm not bad. I'm there. It's just I'm fading the Steelers here, I think.
I'm telling you, until TJ Watt comes back, fade the Steelers.
Fair enough.
I had a good one today. The New York Giants, 2-0 New York Giants.
All time without them.
Tell you what, the lock of the day for me though today, Jacksonville money line. Matt Ryan, trash. No receivers in Indy. They see ghosts when they play Jacksonville now. Trevor Lawrence, sunshine, carving them up. Easiest money of the day, and nothing sweeter than seeing. I'm not a big Colts fan. They used to be the little rivalry back in the day, when the Steelers were on the Super Bowl run. So, whatever. But, we're not too hot right now, but big game tonight. So before we go on, who do you guys got? Bears or Packers?
Game's in Green Bay, right?
I believe so.
That's not going to be close.
Andrew, do you want to tweet out our picks, the live pod picks for the late night game?
Yeah, let me get it up real quick here, and
So, Roberts, who are you taking?
Taking Green Bay, whatever the spread is.
Green Bay spread.
I think they're getting like 7, 6.5, maybe, or are they getting 10?
They were
whatever it is.
Let me bring it up. Let me bring it up.
I think they were minus 400.
While Andrew's picking that up, what I'm going to say is we didn't get to see the full new firepower of the Bears.
That's very true.
Because week 1, that was an absolute. They played in Shrek Swamp. That place is an absolute monsoon.
That was a bad look.
Your Roberts is going to take Green Bay.
That was
minus 10.5. Wow,
that's a lot of points, especially with. Didn't the Packers lose last week?
Yep, Minnesota.
Minnesota, they're no slouches. A lot of people they say Kirk Cousins he's no good. I think he's criminally underrated.
What's your official pick for tonight?
I'm taking the opposite of Roberts. I'm going with the Bears.
The Bears.
I think 10's a lot of points. I think the Bears they've just had enough. I think they're sick and tired of the Packers. I think they're sick and tired of Aaron Rodgers. And I think last week they didn't get to show what they're all about because of the weather. And this is their week 1. So consider the Bears 1-0 already because they're 1-0 right now, right? So consider this their first week. So they're going to be 2-0 by the end of the night. Aaron Rodgers is going to be on the hot seat because they're going to be 0-2. And the Bears are back. Justin Fields is going to have a big coming out party. He's going to absolutely run all over the Packers. The Packers have no receivers. That's another thing.
I'm rolling with Ryan M here. Bear down. Dub Bears late night. We'll make it a little interesting, all right? That's how I like. That's how we like it.
Monday night quick pick. We'll hit Dan up and try to get his pick is too.
Yeah.
So we'll put that out. I'm sure
yeah,
he'll
we'll reply or share it with him whenever he gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's it.
Anything else on NFL?
No.
We got next week.
Oh, one more thing from today's slate, and I tweeted this out earlier today. I need to stop playing Mike Evans when he's matched up against the Saints because that dude is like a moth to a light when he sees Marshawn Lattimore on the field. You go back, look at that clip, little jawing going on, little scrum, nothing even crazy at midfield. And you see him just make a beeline from the sidelines and absolutely bulldoze him in the next year and just start a brawl. That's like the third time that's happened between those two. And I know I made sure I tweeted about this too. It was familiar, one of Ryan's personal favorites. It was like the Aqib Talib Michael Crabtree beef back in the day where they are snatching each other's chains, throwing haymakers anytime they are each other.
We need more of that. We need more of when like these two guys are coming at each other. It's just like they see red and they don't see anybody else on the field except them two. And you just know that they're both buying chains just for that week that are absolutely yanked off their neck. I love a good chain yank. I can't remember the last time I've seen one. I think it might have been in preseason.
The Saints. No, the Saints game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Who'd they play?
Was it preseason? Someone got their chain yanked?
Someone got their mouthpiece yanked, I remember.
I remember last year though. Who was it that rookie across the middle yanked that chain and then he punched him in the head
Chauncey
with a helmet on?
Johnson. Was it him?
Was it when the guy just didn't care what he was doing and the guy just came up to him, like bopped him in the face mask and yanked his chain? The guy just like
from the Bears. Wasn't the guy from the Bears? I forget who it was though.
Yeah, that's who it. Bears and Saints. That's who it was in New Orleans. Yeah,
Javon Wims or something like that. Yeah, he just like went up and just like cracked. That's another thing. Football players cracks me up. They get all pissed off and then they throw a punch at the helmet. Like, what's that gonna do aside from break your hand? Like, they just don't think at all. Like, it makes no sense to do that. If you're gonna scrap, like pull a Myles Garrett, pull the helmet off, start swinging it like something, you know.
I'm taking my cleat off and swinging it. I'm doing the Happy Gilmore stuff, right?
Why not at that point? If you're going to step on a football field, go all out on it.
True. Yeah, that's all I got on the NFL now. So, do we want to kick it over to you? Let's start off with, who do you want to start off with this week?
I'll start off with Pitt.
We'll start off with Pitt. Yeah, go ahead, Roberts.
It was just another week, another bookend week for the Pitt Panthers. I don't know. I mean, they went in without a quarterback. The quarterback situation is still it's still in the air. I have no clue who's going to start. They went in and fellow Leechburg guy Chris Slifer and I were watching the game last night, and we turned the game on. First off, we had I actually have beef with ESPN. We had National Cornhole on the TV before we had a football game, college football game. But anyways, they put it on ESPN News, and they turn the game on. You see Nate Yarnell warming up. I look over and I say, Chris, we need some more beers, because I don't know. And it was a business as usual game. The first half was ugly. Izzy Abanikanda, another great week as the running back, and they got another gimme week here coming up with Rhode Island. There's nothing really to say about Pitt.
Yeah, hey, they took care of business. They did what they should have done. You went up there, took care of business. What did you think? I saw Narduzzi talking about, were they throwing stuff at the Pitt players?
Yeah, at the end of the game, I think some of the fans and stuff like that. They took the West Virginia comment. We try to keep it clean here on this channel, but you guys know probably if you guys are Youngzers here though.
Probably some involving cousins. Let's just keep it at that.
But it's just I don't know. I mean, the broadcast was raving about the offensive line, who If you guys have listened, the first 3 weeks I have ripped into them,
Yeah.
and they're raving about them, guys. They beat a MAC team. They didn't beat an SEC team like a fellow podcast team coming up here did. But I don't know. I think it's going to be a couple weeks here until we see the full team back. A lot of injuries last night. A lot of jawing. A lot of personal fouls that didn't need to be happening. But I think Narduzzi tightens it up next week, and they got Rhode Island. I think they open up. I think it was 19.5 already without Eden Slovis. So
Are you taking that now just in case Slovis comes back? Because I think
I don't know. He was there last night as insurance to see if if the game was close in the fourth quarter, they would play.
Yeah.
But
But
I don't. I'm
you
not
think
touching
they
that.
taking that line though right now, 19.5?
I don't know. I think I'm just gonna stay away from that game. It's
Yeah.
stay away, go down, have a couple beers with the boys, and come back business trip as usual.
That game last night, it's just one of those games where you're not like happy. It's not exciting. It's like you expect to win that game, but it's one of those games where you could be like, oh, I could be singing a different tune right now, because a lot of people were staying away from this game, saying Pitt could lose this game. Like they lost that game last year.
Last year, yeah.
Man, I'd be happy as a Pitt fan today. I mean, it is business as usual. You're not going on Twitter and be like, yeah, like we just smacked this team or anything. It's just like that's the evolving of a Pitt football program. So you got to win those games,
Yeah.
We won that game, yeah. So Brian Roberts is happy. He's evolving as a Pitt fan. He's not bragging about a cupcake win. So
no, like I was gonna say, like we sat here last night and said the first 3 games I haven't went on Twitter. I haven't raved. They beat a West Virginia team who you were favored. You lost last week to Tennessee, which
that could have went either way.
Episode 1, I had them losing to Tennessee, and they beat a Western Michigan team where you're supposed to win. So
yeah,
we'll see. And the ACC does not look good.
Bad year for the ACC.
Does not look good.
Except for is Syracuse ACC?
Yeah, Syracuse played well.
Big win last night. They beat Purdue.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like saying like the Wake Forest almost lost to Liberty. That a quarterback that was wearing another number 7. That thought it was Malik Willis out there, but it wasn't. But I don't know. It's and the home schedule the rest of the year is not tough. They don't have a ranked opponent on the schedule besides Miami, so it's gonna be show up, hope you win, and if you lose, it's probably gonna be a disappointment.
I mean, we're doing a power ranking right now of Pennsylvania quarterbacks. I never thought I'd say this. Sean Clifford, number 1. Yarnell, number 2. I think Trubisky's 3rd. We're just going off the.
Are we doing all Pennsylvania? We're just putting Jalen Hurts at 1 or just Western?
Just Western PA.
All right, just Western.
Like we do Pitt, Penn State, Steelers. Just that. I mean, Jalen Hurts would be number 1 right now. I mean,
I'm going to be honest, because Sean Clifford, Nate Yarnell, Keaton Slovis, and I'm going to be honest, I might put the Leechburg great Jaden Floyd at number 3 over Mitchell Trubisky. Holy hell!
I'd probably take some local quarterbacks over him at this rate.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, Pitt takes care of business. So 2-1 on the year. All right, all right.
All right, let's get into my game of the week, which it wasn't. I thought after last year, Roberts, we watched this game together, Penn State Auburn. That was my favorite game of the year. I love that game. It was an awesome night. Taking down SEC, like when I smell SEC blood in the water from like a Penn State point of view, there ain't nothing sweeter. Like I was sitting there and I was locked into this game. I was ready to watch it. First of all, I'm putting this hat on. The one team this week that didn't let me down, the Penn State Nittany Lions, refused to put a Steeler hat on until Thursday. But when I saw the first series, I think Penn State started off with the ball, right? I was scared. I saw this big orange out. Auburn brought out all the stops. I see this wave of orange. It looked cool. But when, like, the first thoughts I have of Sean Clifford, he had that QB run where he could have easily slid for a first down. But I think his controller disconnected or something, or he just absolutely took a face mask to face mask hit and just got his absolute bell rung fumbled the ball almost out of bounds, luckily,
Yeah.
but we recovered it. And after that, everything just changed. Andrew, I know you got thoughts on what happened after Sean Clifford got his bell rung.
I've been very critical of Sean Clifford, and I think he's deserved a lot of criticism. I mean, like I said, good guy, but it's all about performance out there. The Purdue game left a bad taste in my mouth. Ohio, he did what he did. It's Ohio. It's a MAC team. Took care of business. This week, I was like, all right, Sean Clifford, down there, hostile environment, SEC game. I see him get absolutely decked, like Ryan said, and I'm like, holy hell, this is going to be a bad game for him. But I have a theory that he got hit so hard, he just did a complete 180 because the rest of the game, he was basically flawless. I mean, he played a phenomenal game. And the fact that he was making the throws he needed to, he wasn't turning the ball over. Nick Singleton and the Penn State running backs absolutely tore Auburn up. The defense looked good. I mean, they were pressuring TJ Finley and Ashford the whole game. Auburn going 2 quarterbacks. I don't know why you play 2 mediocre quarterbacks. That's just, stick with one and just roll with it. But Penn State, pretty impressive for me. I had my doubts coming into the season. I wasn't very high. They had a lot of young guys on defense, a lot of question marks. But yesterday, I'll say it, statement win. Statement win for Nittany Nation.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to get ahead of myself either. I do not think they are title contenders by any means. Probably not even New Year's Six Bowl. But I think they should go into Michigan 5-0 against what next week? Who they have? Northwestern? Is it?
No, Central Michigan.
Central Michigan, then Northwestern, then Michigan. But I think they have a chance to make some waves in the Big Ten potentially. At this point, I had them losing to Michigan State, Michigan, and Ohio State.
Michigan State.
Because I had them losing that Auburn game. They won the Auburn game.
Yeah.
So I think that they have the potential to beat Michigan. I think now they have the. I'm going to favor them against Michigan State because Michigan State they're not looking too good.
Yeah.
And then Ohio State, I'm never gonna be too confident with Ohio State, but. Just an all-around great game. I loved seeing all these SEC people who they have nothing else to live for except their college football programs. Like if you're from Bama, if you're from Auburn, like you have nothing except those 5-6 months where you get to watch your football team once a week. And just to watch all these Auburn fans, especially in their little polo shirts and khakis, just absolutely defeated with that look on their face. Chef's kiss. There's nothing sweeter than just absolutely watching a defeated person from another place, especially in the heart of the South where they love their college football. Oh, man, there's nothing better. Nothing better.
My favorite cut to the crowd yesterday, and it should be a meme, was that kid in the student section.
Slumped over the wall.
Over, hanging down off the front of the wall. That summed up Auburn yesterday. I mean, defensively, you look at Penn State, they are pressuring the whole game. New number 11, Abdul Carter.
I thought that was Micah Parsons out there. For
looking like Micah Parsons. I mean, they got the young guys stepping up. The Kobe King, Kalen King, the King brothers look good. The secondary look good.
JPJ, baby. Yeah, guys, I'll say it right now. Lockdown corner. Got the size. He got the strength. He has everything you need.
Like Ryan said, we've seen this before. Penn State starts out strong and then falls apart. So it's hard. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but you got a defense that looks like that and an offense that if they can get the running game going like they did on Saturday.
The difference was like last year, you're seeing a mirror image season, but we didn't have that running back last year. Singleton's killing it.
Yeah. And Katron Allen, the other freshman running back, he's looking good too. He had 2 touchdowns. Yeah. I mean, they got options at running back. Kevon Lee got hurt in the first quarter, I believe. He came back. Devin Ford, you got 4 running backs that all do their job very well. That's a good thing to have. And the line was looking okay. Clifford didn't really get hit much. Very limited was he running for his life, getting sacked. It was a clean game by Penn State yesterday for the most part. I was pretty impressed. Even if Auburn may be in a little bit of a down year, that's still an SEC game. Hostile environment, big field game. You come out with a pretty convincing victory. I'm happy with it.
Because after that Purdue game, you don't think they play in an environment like that to that level. You think they would have like shied away, the way they would have played week 1, but I mean, I'm not gonna until they play Michigan in 3 weeks. I'm not gonna jump to any conclusions. I'm still gonna think it's gonna be maybe just an average year now. I thought it'd be a subpar year that they drop a few that they shouldn't. I think like now your expectations should be that they beat every team that they should beat. Like all these lower level teams are going to play in the next couple weeks. Like you shouldn't drop it to Northwestern or anything like that. But I think now the standard is try to beat Michigan, try to beat Ohio State, win all the rest. You should win all the rest. Minnesota's at home. That's your whiteout. So you should win that one. Yep. And then the standard's the standard. We're getting to the Mike Tomlin. Standard is the standard. So I think at most they lose 2 games now. Michigan and Ohio State. And that's where I'm ending the Penn State talk for me. But I'm pleasantly surprised with how they played.
That's fine. And we just had an ESPN breaking news update. Trey Lance out for the year. Ankle injury, needs surgery. Snap like a Kit Kat. So
Jimmy G. Dust off your Garoppolo jersey, buddy. I know you're listening.
Rio's going to be dusting off the Jimmy G jersey from draft night now. So stock up for Rio after this.
Speaking of Rio, I would take the first option on the Pittsburgh Athlete of the Week when we get there.
Okay. We're coming up on that pretty quick. Not too much left else to cover.
Yeah, I'm not talking much on the Pirates. Let's just go into that.
Just the big. I'll actually pay attention this week. We got a big sunflower seed scandal in PNC Park. Gotta love.
Oh my god.
So I'm mostly checked out on the Pirates. I'm not even gonna count their record this week. I think they started off by sweeping the Reds, maybe, but I don't think they won against the Mets at all. So the season's a wash. We're getting to that point where they're bringing up random guys and sending them down. The only thing I'm checking in now on is O'Neal Cruz because he's smacking the ball. He's coming around, even though it's the end of the season. But okay, I'll watch highlights of a man destroying a baseball.
Absolutely.
But the only thing I want to talk about is the locker room's lost if you're Shelton. Like, your players don't respect you, especially with Brian Hayes, what he did. I'm just going to talk about this real quick. You cannot be eating sunflower seeds while a play's going. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, that's just a bad look for everyone involved. I don't know.
Yep.
Can't do it.
That's the only thoughts I got on the Pirates. So whatever you guys want.
Nothing. All I saw today was like you said, the positive is O'Neal Cruz. He took Jacob deGrom, what is it, 99 mile an hour fastball down and in, and he dead center. He crushed the ball. We have the talent. Like we keep saying it every week. We have the talent. Minor leagues is starting to finally come around. I watched the game on Fox. What was that? Thursday Night Baseball.
Yeah.
Fox. They broke down the farm system. Pirates are close, but it starts from the top. In sports, it starts from the top to the bottom, and it starts with a guy that cares about putting out dollar hot dog night than worrying about what's on the field. So.
Yep.
Yeah. As long as Bob Nutting's running that franchise, they will not be successful. They are a joke franchise. You have players' phones falling out of their pockets at third base. You got Brian Hayes eating sunflower seeds during a game. You have Josh Van Meter on the roster rest of the year. That should just show you don't give a shit about the team. And if you're buying season tickets, if you're still spending so much money on this team, you're clueless. There's no point in getting emotionally invested in this team because whenever they have the chance to be good, the owner won't spend the money. So it just baffles me that people still get high hopes. Like, obviously, we're Pittsburgh fans, would love to see them be successful. We don't want to hate on them, but it's the same old song and dance. It's always
football's king around here. And until you prove that you're gonna put a decent product out there, like I myself, me and Robert's alone. I know, like, I don't even know about you, Andrew. I know you watched a decent bit, but during the summer when you had nothing really going on, I was watching a lot of Pirate games, even if it was just background noise with the volume up. Like I didn't miss many. I can't tell you how many I've even watched in the past month since football came back. As soon as I smell that pigskin leather flying through the air, Buccos are off. I'm sorry. Like,
we have Greg Allen out there in left field, buddy. Greg Allen, everybody. Guy's hitting 170.
Yeah, I'll take any pro NFL game over the Pirates.
As soon as they get to St. Vincent, Pirate season's over. cancel them. They're done.
Yeah, that's all the Pirate talk we got,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
All right, let's move on. What are we gonna do? Idiot of the week first?
Well,
I
Jack
don't-
of the week.
Jag of the week.
I don't.
Yeah,
Even, I don't.
Jag
Even,
of
I
the
don't
week.
have one this week, so.
I got one. Andrew, you got one, so we at least have two.
Mine's right here. Matt Canada. Jag of the week. That's all I'm saying. Jag. Jag.
Actually, I do have one.
Okay, so my Jag of the week, I'll go second, is I was going to use a public restroom, and as I'm going towards it, this guy comes around the corner, and I don't know if he was some kind of Harry Potter fan or some kind of furry, I don't know. But he had a cloak on, and he goes into the bathroom with a full-on cloak, and like basically still summer weather. And I just decided to cut my losses. I'm not using that restroom. I'll hold it till I get home. So
Yeah.
if you're wearing a cloak in a public restroom or you're dressed like a Harry Potter character, you look shady. I'm not going near you, and you're a Jag, and you're the Jag of the week. So
Yeah. Yeah, if you're wearing a cloak and walking around in the summer and you're going to use a public restroom, you see that, you just turn around and go. There's nothing good can come of that. You're very right.
What's that guy from Britain back in the day, like the Ripper or something?
Jack the Ripper, yeah.
If you look like Jack the Ripper, like from the 1870s, like I'm sorry, get out of here. You're a Jag. All right, Roberts, give it to us.
So this weekend I was on a work trip in New York City, and we're going through the middle of the city, and guy I work with, he tells me to look over, and I see this guy. He's got 3 dogs on a leash. You know what I mean? He has like a tri-leash. It's on one, but there's like 3 different like. So I'm looking over, and they're just in the middle of the sidewalk. This guy's just letting his dogs take a dump in the middle of the sidewalk in New York City. And my boss goes, wonder if he's gonna clean it up. You just look at him. Like two of the 3 dogs took a dump. He just starts walking away from it. Like you can't be doing that. You can't be doing it.
Pick up your animal scat, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That guy's he gets Jag of the week for me.
got to give that up. Yeah.
We just want to power through, get to our Pittsburgh athlete, and then call it a week.
Yeah.
All right, how are we doing this? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
I got a bucko. What do you got?
I got a bucko.
What do you got?
I got a Steeler.
All right, Roberts, you go first.
So recently the proclaimed Jag of the year, maybe, and Mario Leonard. We're sitting there, and I was thinking about who. Well, first off, Billy, my dad, watches the Cueto game 5 times a week. It's a diehard Pirate fan. So I'm thinking, who is a great Pirate pitcher? And now that you said that about Rio pulling out his Jimmy Garoppolo jersey, I'm going to throw it up to Jeff Locke.
Jeez.
One of the best first halves maybe a Pirate pitcher's had.
Mm-hmm.
And then he comes out in the second half and has 2 wins the rest of the year. So that is my random Pittsburgh athlete of the week. Jeff Locke in Rio's neon orange hunting all-star jersey.
All right. Well, I also got a Pirate pitcher. I was sweating whenever you said Pirate pitcher. I was like, you better not steal my athlete of the week again like you did Ryan Domit. But my random bucko, I got to go with the big arm, Scott Sauerback. That's my random athlete of the week. I think when I went to a game when I was younger, I got like a promo card of him. I think I still have it. I'll have to find it. Absolute big chungus on the mound, but that's all I got about him.
And I like that one. I like that. Yeah, mine's a Steeler. A comparison to Mitch Trubisky, although he was probably better than Trubisky, but he was also, Kenny Pickett's going to take over for Mitch Trubisky. Ben Roethlisberger took over for Tommy Gunn, Tommy Maddox. Back in the day, after Cordell Stewart, he was pretty sure he was selling insurance before he was out there slinging the pig for the Steelers. Ben came in, he got hurt. The rest was history, obviously. But, Mitch Trubisky, I'm going to say it, we're coming to the close of this episode. TikTok, buddy. Time's closing down on you. If you're turning back, you were the preseason darling. Midnight struck. You're turning back into a pumpkin. Chicago Mitch is back. Check down Trubisky. Head to the sidelines. It's time. Kenny Pickett season's in full effect.
All right. Is that how we want to end it right there? Kenny Pickett season? Is that today's motto?
I got one-liner here. I was thinking about like people still hyping up Trubisky. You know what it's like? It's like putting perfume on a pig. The guy's ass, and I'll say it stinks. Guy stinks.
Oh man. All right. Well, Mitch, you heard it here first. We're gonna piss like a puppy, get off the porch. That's all we got, right, boys?
Good.
Here.
All right, we've got Thursday night football, Steelers Browns. We'll have our episode up right
Saturday.
after the college football games on Saturday, so we'll record Saturday night.
Thursday afternoon, we'll
Thank
have
you for
our picks.
listening. This is Youngzers episode 9. Remember to like, follow, subscribe on all platforms, and we'll see you guys next week.